Hey, Tatooine Sons family, this is BB Nate. Today's episode is going to be all about what we can expect from Shazam 2 and how it is going to fit into the DC universe. Well, at least how we think it will fit. This is Tatooine Sons.
It's true. All of it.
What is the name of the porg on the Millennium Falcon?
Force is strong in my family.
What do you think his name is? It's a big moment.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Maybe Turbis?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Turbis? Pablo, if you're listening to this live stream, that porg's name is now Turbis. It's a good Star Wars name.
We're not done yet.
These guys recorded an awesome podcast called Tatooine Sons. Everybody was
Shazam's a difficult character to talk about when it comes to at least box office intake. Captain Marvel? Yeah, Captain Marvel. Do y'all think Shazam, Fury of the Gods, or Black Adam will bring in a bigger box office eventually?
Ooh, I already have an answer. I'm going to let Sam go first. Go, Sam.
Black Adam, I think, because it has the name of The Rock behind it.
And it had Henry Cavill in it. So
This is going to be what I understand, the second lowest opening in the history of the DC
They haven't done great on the marketing, I'll be honest. A lot of it's just been a little bit lackluster. But, of course, I'm excited for a DC movie because it's a DC
I'm excited about this movie.
Of course, you are, because Shazam's like your favorite
He's my
superhero
dude.
movie.
Yeah.
He's
a
your dude.
He's my dude.
But let's just hope they don't screw it up like Doctor Strange 2. So, with Shazam 2, Shazam Fury of the Gods, some hope. So, what are y'all most hoping to see in Shazam 2? I'll go with you first, Dad, since he's your boy.
Man, it's the family part of this. You know,
That's your style.
It's the thing, right? So, the family element in the original Shazam worked so well. The foster parents, the siblings, everybody coming together on that was perfect. If they capture that again and still have it feel like Shazam, I'm going to be happy. That's all I hope for.
Yeah. I'm hoping for the fun that you're used to with the character of Billy Batson, right? He's just it's a kid with superpowers. Like, that's just supposed to be a fun storyline, right? But one other thing I'm looking forward to seeing, or hoping to see, is how they're going to kind of connect this into the DCU going forward. Are they going to show any of the lead-ins or those first little threads that they're going to start weaving through? I want to see that, because they've said that this is going to lead into this, right? I want to see that happen.
Got it.
So.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you hoping for in this movie?
I'm just hoping to enjoy it. At this point where we're at in the DC universe, we're in this like purgatory.
We're in the prequel. We're in like
not
the
even
prologue.
In the prequel.
We're like in the introduction. We're in the dedication
we're
page
not
of the novel.
quite in the epilogue. We're not in the prologue either. We're kind of in
the copyright page when you've opened it up.
Right, exactly.
That little leaflet
we're in
for the...
we're in a weird spot when it comes
Zachary Levi's just kind of waving
right
in that page.
Exactly. So I'm just hoping to go have fun, watch a fun DC movie, because I'm excited to see more DC stuff. But do y'all think we see the Flash make an appearance in this movie? We do know that this movie is leading right into the Flash, which is leading right into the reboot of the DC universe. It would kind of make sense to be able to have that kind of connection, that connecting point. But some people are also saying that they're seeing Wonder Woman in the new trailer. I didn't personally see it. I saw some screen grabs. It could just be anything at this point. But
it's like when we saw Zeb in the in the meetup scenes in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
We were convinced it was Zeb,
right,
and convinced that Hera was in that.
But also, Wonder Woman does have a Shazam Fury of the Gods action figure out.
Whoa,
from DC Multiverse. So I'm not sure what the deal is with her. She was going to be in it, and then I heard that they kind of cut her out because they wanted to keep Zachary Levi as Shazam.
Well, and James Gunn has come back out and said some very positive things about Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman.
Exactly. So I'm wondering if they're going to keep her as Wonder Woman's, but I'm not sure how that's going to work out with all the reboots and stuff. So do we see Wonder Woman and do we see the Flash in this movie?
I don't think we see either, actually. I don't think they're going to do that. The Flash, just because, I hate to say this, but Probably not because of the controversy. I think they're going to try and keep that as contained or minimalized.
We're gonna see Superman in the end sequence.
Yeah.
And I mean, Wonder Woman would be cool, but again, how do you handle that? Who plays her? And how do they organically weave that into the story?
Well, I mean, that's a great question.
I mean, you've got there's the Daughters of Atlas. Maybe that's somehow related to the Amazonians or something.
They are for sure because that's the old gods.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they could make it work if they wanted to, but it's a difficult situation.
It still could easily be Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, because we are seeing Ben Affleck Batman in The Flash. So
that's true.
It wouldn't not fit, but also wondering, okay, well, are we still tied to the DCEU at this point, or where are we trying to go with it's going to be confusing. But speaking of the future,
well, do I get to answer the question?
No,
I'm just kind of like
you got to sit there.
I'm just going to sit here and like a bump on a log.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. No, I think that if we do see the Flash in this, it's going to be like an end credit scene.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I just need to say, that really sucks what they did with Henry Cavill and Black Adam at the end of that.
It really does.
Because I've kind of come to accept it in the last few months, kind of like Novocaine, right? It just it's like you just get numb to it after a while. And now I'm sitting here and I'm like, no, that sucked that they did that to us. But anyway.
Yeah, it did. But it is what it is. I mean, we kind of just have to go along with it. But the future of the DCEU is in jeopardy, but it doesn't seem like Zachary Levi's is as Shazam,
because he's awesome.
It seems like he's fine.
We'd love to have him on the show sometime.
Even that would be great. Even in the announcement video from James Gunn about the DCEU slate, he mentioned that Zachary Levi will be staying as Shazam in that because he's like he was disconnected enough from the DCEU to where he's allowed to continue playing this character. And even a little bit later, there were some comments that Zachary Levi made, and people were asking, are you going to still have him as Shazam due to the controversy? He's like, I'm going to work with people I agree with, and I'm going to work with people I don't agree with, because it's work, and that's just how it goes, and that's how it's going to
So what does he disagree with Zachary Levi on?
Vaccinations.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of that controversy, but he's like, I don't care. He's a great actor, and he's going to play a great Shazam. So he's still planning on keeping him, which is...
James Gunn was canceled for a while.
Yeah, he's been canceled for a while.
I think James Gunn understands what that feeling is like, and how people can blow something up and make it a lot bigger than it actually is.
For sure. So how do you think that they handled this situation in universe by keeping Zachary Levi as Shazam? How do they explain that? And how do you think they handle it with the fans? Like, why does Zachary Levi get to say Shazam and not Henry Cavill as Superman?
I think they're going to go the route that he was never in the DCU. They're just going to kind of
forget about him.
No. I mean, they're just going to be like, yeah, these movies existed, but he wasn't ever in that universe.
Well, we did see the Superman suit from Man of Steel at the end of the first film,
but we never saw Superman. So
that's true. We saw Batman.
It'd be a bit
battering, though,
right? But we never saw Batman. It'd be a stretch, but I think they could go that route with it. Okay. And with the fans, I don't think they need to do anything with it. The fans are gonna either go see the movies or not. If like the people who are gonna see this movie already are gonna go see the other movies, regardless of who's playing the character of Shazam. I don't think they need to explain away why they look different, right? I mean, it's the same thing in the MCU. They didn't explain why the different Spider-Man looked different, but the Doctor Strange variants in Multiverse of Madness happen to all look the same.
Same with Scott Lang.
Right? Yeah, so
that's true.
They just
thousands of Scott Langs that all look the same.
Except the Baskin Robbins guy. Right? They don't need to explain it. It's just suspension.
That's a totally different scenario, though.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the Scott Lang stuff doesn't even apply. They're not variants.
No, they're just different probability.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Doctor Strange thing, they're all the same
weird.
looking.
It is weird.
So I don't think you explain it. You just let it be, and fans can fix it in their head.
At that point, that feels like DC.
Well, here's the situation. In universe, if I've learned anything from my amazing son about the DC universe and DC comics and animation and all of that stuff, is that the Flash can fix any problem
or screw everything up
because he can jump in there and you can change everything and they'll find a way to make that make sense because of the Flash, right?
It's like how in Star Wars when you say the Force as an explanation.
Yes,
and this
absolutely.
Is
In
just
the DC universe, if you got timeline issues, you just throw the Flash into the story and you fix it with this. So in universe, it doesn't matter if it was Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman or Ben Affleck's Spider-Man. That would be different.
That would be interesting.
Batman. We already know we're getting both Batmans, which is the proper way to say it, in Flash. So in universe, it's not an issue. As far as Zachary Levi with the fans, the biggest thing that is, it's interesting because Zachary Levi, if you follow his Instagram account, he is vocal. He says lots of stuff.
He always has.
He just finds a way to do it that's so much better than Gina Carano did it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, let's just be honest. Some of the stuff he says isn't all that different than some of the stuff that Gina Carano was saying before she got canceled.
Yeah.
But he says it with humor. He says it more. He doesn't say it in 140 characters on Twitter. He says it in Instagram videos. It's harder to take it and run with it wrong when it's in a video
because you can see what he's actually saying.
What's being, and he can expand on it and stuff like that. As long as Zachary Levi continues to find that charm in what he says with it, I think he's going to continue to navigate this scenario better than how you bring up Gina Carano, but
it's not exclusive to her,
but it's the one we can relate to understanding what happened with, because we were watching it as it happened so closely. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
And Zachary Levi, you're welcome to come on the show anytime. Talk about any of the topics that you want to talk about. We don't care if we get canceled. So anyway.
But this movie has some interesting ramifications for the DCU. It's supposedly going to be really important for the reboot.
Can I just stop? Say thank you.
Okay.
Using the word supposedly.
Not supposedly.
Really? That's been a thing? Really?
I don't get it either. It annoys me too.
People
say
it's
like
taking
things for granted. I hate that. I hate that.
All right. Continue.
But it's going to be important for the reboot. But if we're being honest, from the trailers that we've gotten, it doesn't seem like it's going to be all that important at all. From what we've gotten from all of the marketing, we're seeing a lot of flashbacks to the original movie and then some fight scenes. We really don't have a plot. We know that the Daughters of Atlas are frustrated, with something.
They're disgruntled.
They want their powers. They want their powers.
Exactly. They want their powers back. We don't know how the wizard guy is back. That doesn't make sense. We don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
We don't know why he isn't in a tiger form like in the comics. Because honestly, I thought that's where they were going with him being so obsessed with that stuffed animal tiger in the first movie. I'm like, he's going to be a tiger in the next movie, like in the comics. But no, he's just there. And so there's a lot of very confusing parts about this movie. But when it comes to Shazam, there's a lot of confusing parts all the time, like Mary Marvel being a bad guy a lot of the time. So I don't know if we're going to be having that happen in this.
The older
yes,
sibling.
Yes,
oh, dang.
she's sometimes a bad guy, most of the time a bad guy because of the power and all that stuff. But I don't know. That doesn't look like they're going that direction either. So there's a lot of unknown with this movie. I don't know how in God's green earth it's going to tie into the DC universe, but I didn't think that the first project of the DC universe would be an animated show about a special forces creature unit.
I'm excited about that one.
Who knows? But how do you guys think that this movie, this storyline will be important for the larger DC universe? The DC, I don't know if I should call it the DCU or the DC universe, because MCU works better. But when you say DCU, it almost sounds like
you're talking about EU. It sounds like you're going to college in Washington, D.C.
Right. So the DC universe, I feel like
it's okay.
Better.
You can use that.
So,
we'll use that. That's like the official term. We'll go ahead and establish that for everybody.
Got it.
That's the proper way to do it. So
for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, Sam.
So
I don't know. I don't think they even really had that in mind when they made this movie. I think they're gonna tack on some sort of end credit scene. What that is, I don't know, and that's gonna be how they tie that in. I think the movie itself is a Shazam 2 movie, and that's all they had in mind with it. I think they made this movie before all the craziness happened, and then afterwards they're like, we got to figure out how to like tie this in. We'll throw in an end credit scene. It's worked for Marvel. not obviously Marvel didn't undergo this exact situation, but that's
it
how
almost
they
worked for Black Adam.
Almost, until the craziness happened. So, yeah, I think that's how they're going to handle it.
I don't think that they intended for this to ever fit into the larger universe, even the Snyderverse or, any of the stuff that was happening before Gunn and Safran took over. They kind of always expected Shazam to be at its own world
for now.
And they may tie it in through some little cameo moments and stuff like that, but that's it. I'm hoping that the delays in the release of this movie that coincided with Gunn and Safran taking over and the delays in The Flash and the reshoots that we heard about in The Flash, which they say is the best movie, the superhero movie they've ever seen, basically. I hope that they find...
And James Gunn directed Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is coming out soon. So for him to say that's it's a ballsy move right there.
It is. So I hope that I hope they do tie it in. I hope that we do see some Ben Affleck. I hope that we do see, in the original trailer, we saw some clips of the Snyderverse
of
characters.
Aquaman, Batman, and
we know Aquaman's coming out. We know Batman's in the Flash,
and we know the Flash is in the Flash.
That's good. The Flash is in the Flash.
It's crazy.
It could very much tie in there, and I hope that they found ways to tie it in a little bit more.
Yeah,
because I like this story.
I do too.
Really like this story,
and he's important for the series too. So I hope it's good.
I am your father.
For this week's dad moment, I want to circle back to the part of our conversation about Zachary Levi and why he seems to be navigating controversial opinions on the COVID vaccine and other issues better than celebrities like Gina Carano. The real reason he has found a way to state these opinions without getting canceled has a lot to do with the fact that he's just simply likable. He shares really interesting thoughts and ideas on his social media, and he doesn't come across like a jerk. We made our position on Gina Carano clear when she was let go by Disney. She had every right to say what she said. She said it poorly, and Disney had every right to let her go for saying it. When you look back on Carano and the things that she said, it was a never-ending stream of poorly thought out 140-character tweets that made her look like a jerk. The difference with Zachary Levi is that while he has every right to say what he says, and James Gunn has every right to deal with it however he chooses to deal with it in the future, Zachary Levi never seems to come off like a jerk when he says these things. So the advice to take from this, it's not just what you say, it's also how you say it. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope that what we said and the way that we said it was well received and gracious. We'd love for you to follow the show, download the episodes on your podcast app by subscribing or following whichever your app gives you the opportunity to do. Please give us a review on that app if it has that option on there. Follow us on our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and then share the show with your friends. Send this to them. See what they think about our conversations regarding Shazam. If they're excited about this movie, then maybe they'll listen to this and get even more excited about it like we are. I think that's going to do it for this week. As always, thank you so much for listening to the show. And
may the force be with you always.
This party's over.
I like that Wookiee.
Don't get technical with me.
Joy, please.